Ooh.
Hey, guess what? We're live.
Again?
Again.
A transfusion?
I have made it back from the hinterlands.
You are not evil. You are good.
And we got the Dork Table going on here. Woo woo! Here on the RLM.
And that's Grammy over there that's talking to you.
Yeah, and that's Flash Nasty or Flash Dork or he's that flasher guy. My cohort in crime. And
I like to be versatile. And what's that shit? They're all about diversity. So I like to, enjoy all my emotions. And not all at one time. No, I do one here and then do one there. Kind of boring, but it's got to flow.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what, sports fans or dork fans or whatever, a dorkulous question for all of y'all. What's the name of the horse in Jingle Bells? Now, while you're pondering that, I'm going to say hey to people.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I'm sure they're going to be singing that in their heads.
I have no idea. I'm going to stay neutral on that one.
Get me all hacked up. Whee! Okay, over here on, looks like Barman has tweeted us out over there on Twitterville. Hey, thank you, Barman. Truly appreciate it, hon. Yeah, the dorks are on the loose. Abula boss, abula boss. A bunch of dorks on a sleigh.
I just put up a picture on the main feed for the dork audience to enjoy. It's a dork announcement. I can do that.
Yes, you can. Excuse me, and I can still heck and wheeze. And it's not from the fun stuff like what you're doing. I hear you.
No,
lighten up, damn it.
I'm glad you're better, and it's good to have you back. Back to the real world where everything is real.
So that's the story that they keep telling us. By golly.
Don't get those damn flu shots. Be sure you're going to get sick, but hey, you're not going to get that sick.
Oh, hell no. No. Well, that's why.
Imagine if you would have took a shot too. Ooh.
Oh, good God. I'd still be in bed. No.
Yeah, but see, you didn't take the shot. Use some other kind of thinking. And look at you now. Well, maybe not look at you, but so much.
Yeah, because I'm in my jammies and yeah.
So she's doing her impression of Frumpy today.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I even got my. Of course, I don't have my camera on, but
you don't need to. That's how I know.
I know, because I have clouds and stars and moons on my oh so soft jammy pants. I ain't telling you about the rest.
You heard it here first, folks, at the Dork Table.
That's right.
Anyway, you going to say hi to anybody?
I'm saying hi to everybody over on Twitter. Anybody over on Twitter that's listening in, thank you ever so much. Yeah, the Dork Table is now live over on Spreaker, and there's a bunch of dorks doing dorky things. So,
are we Twitter material, Miss Mary? Are you sure?
Well, when you go by the definition of a twit from my younger days.
Oops. Boy, stepped into that one really easy, didn't I? Just like a brand new kid.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And over here on the Effin side, I see Grimmy has shared us over there as well. Thanks, Grimmy. It's awesome.
I put us up today on the Informed Planet that Circle uses.
Yay! So hi.
And I've seen Penny Hans Cowboy Tech. I've seen over there.
I've been over there a couple of times.
Yeah, but there's a few people from, that they pop into different sites. We know each other.
Yay!
Clever little thing. And
well, this Grim says I'm eating Lucky Charms. They're magically delicious.
No, don't eat that shit. Nobody knows what it's made out of. Could be made out of little children.
Oh, great. Lucky Charms as people. Ew.
So
they're little leprechaun dingleberries. Ew.
Shoot for them stars, Miss Mary. Shoot for them stars. Anyway, so
Okay,
we're
there's a Computer Geek 64 over here on the effing side, as well as Grimmy, and looks like Bobby was sharing stuff as well.
yes.
And Jim Braun. Hello, Jim Braun.
Hey, that's a new name.
Yeah. And it's Die to Self. Cool. Oh, wow. That's like very deep. Whoa.
Deep.
Whoa. Oh, hey, there you go. You did a deep voice. Cool. Okay.
Deep.
Let's see.
Yes.
Talk about Twitter
Did you lose
and
your
twits.
place, or are you shooting ducks?
I'm not even shooting ducks. I clicked on Twitter and there was a twit. It was
a tweet on Twitter. Go figure.
There was a twit. It was Trumples, and it was just entirely too much. I did not want to see him today, and there it ruined my Saturday. I saw Trumples, so I closed Twitter.
Come on. How
Okay.
sensitive of you.
I know.
You
Well,
little snowflake.
Unlike others, when I see something I don't like, I either turn away myself or I turn it off. I don't demand that no one else can see it.
But how can you overlook the comic genius of the Donald Trump character?
It is brilliant. Not him, but the character. That's
the character.
Frickin' brilliant.
So I figured out who's going to run against Trump in the next election, so Trump gets reelected. It's going to be Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin is going to be out there as Trump running against Trump.
Oh, how funny!
That's my prediction.
Wow.
Yep. Hey, maybe he'll get that goofy Adam Sandler guy to be the vice presidential candidate.
Oh, hey. That would be
interesting. Would really go for that one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they would.
And then when they're both assassinated live on TV, nobody will miss either one of them. They're already overexposed. Win-win.
There you go.
Anyway.
Or, he could have Jim Carrey as his running mate, and then Jim would say, I'm not really here. This really isn't me.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, so that could be real interesting. I didn't push the button because this isn't me. I'm just observing. One of those. Wow. I'm over here on Minds, which, hi, everybody over on Minds. I don't know. That is kind of I know you are on Minds. It is kind of a fun, interesting site. There's a few people over there that I like to peruse what they post. And here is one of them. Yeah. No, it's not. Here's some meme that I saw that is, this fits an awful lot of people. Guys love it when I tell them I'm bi on the first date. I let them figure out the polar part later.
Oh, yeah, but I knew that already. Wow. Let's make up an illness and just order a drug to fix it.
Oh,
that's what I want to do.
What is that?
It's called psychiatry.
No, there's
what is that?
Let's see. Major what is that called?
You're lost me completely, my
dear. Well, I just found out someone has a major incident depression or major incident triggered depression or some set. In other words, they just can't handle it when shit happens, and so they get depressed. And it's like, really?
That an illness? Come on.
Well, apparently now it's an illness that they can prescribe you drugs for.
Yeah, the color orange is an illness they can prescribe you drugs for. It's okay.
Hey,
it just depends on what kind of drugs you want. You got to know what to say to get certain drugs.
Well, I like oranges. So would that make me like on drugs because I like oranges, or maybe I should be medicated because, wow.
Yeah, that's the point. Is because of your over interest in the citrus fruit, there's got to be something wrong with you.
I've got an obsession.
But this pill will keep that little demon under control.
Oh, well, thank you. But what color is the pill? That's what I want to know. What color is the pill?
Whatever color you want. You're the customer.
But it can't
be... the customer is always right.
It can't be orange because well, it just can't. That would be horrid.
Really? How?
Well, if it was orange, then I guess it would be on
Hello,
a multiple.
RLM.
It would be a multiple front of dealing
You-
with my obsession with orange.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Well, you still didn't say anything about barman. Nothing. Not a word.
I know, not a word. And you know what? I'm not even logged into the Crush and Run. Remove your earplugs.
Oh.
Bing, bing, bing. Sorry,
Ooh.
Mrs. Honey. We're here. We're here. We're here. Oh, hey. That was cool.
Told you. We're here. We're live.
Yeah.
We're licking harps. We're doing all kinds of shit. We're smoking cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. And doobies.
But you still
Doobie,
got to
doobie,
say hi
doo.
to the RLM. It's
I
our
know.
tradition.
I know. I'm slackering.
What
Hey,
would we
you know
do
what? I
if
just figured out
we
what
did
the
a
hell
dork
was
table?
wrong.
Oh, but what would we do if we did a dork table and never said hi to the RLM?
Oh, that would be
Damn.
wrong. That would be so
I'd feel
wrong.
bad. Would it?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I just turned the volume up on my Sam's because apparently my Sam's, while I was tweaking other things, Sam's decided to go douche. And it's like, why are you doing that, Sam's? Why did you go douche? So, yeah. I fixed it, Mrs.
I just got my speakers working, but can't hear them. I can read. Hey, who knew that, huh? You guys thought I couldn't read, didn't you? Had you all fooled. Don't have an education.
I was adjusting the volume.
You know,
Okay.
'cause we're on the internet. You know what I noticed about the internet a long time ago?
What's that?
Everybody's brilliant and rich and beautiful. So I decided to go the other way. You know, I ain't pretty, but it's the difference between a Mexican American princess and a Jewish American princess.
Hmm.
You know, with a Mexican American princess, the jewelry's fake, but the orgasms are real.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Moving along.
Yep.
Hi, barman.
Barman!
How are you? Barman, he's the most splendiferous spot in the whole wide world, and he shares us everywhere. Because that's what barman does. He's just amazing like that.
Oh, did you hit the play button, Miss Mary?
No, it's not me that had to hit the play button because the play button's working on here, and my little graphy thing is putting us up close to the red occasionally. So, yeah,
okay.
I'm broadcasting.
Gesundheit.
And I know.
I just like that word. I like to speak German every chance I get.
Abulaba, sabulaba, sabulaba, sabe. Okay, so did anybody get? No, nobody got it. So,
But he got the
nobody figured out the trivia question yet. What the hey?
trivia question.
Yeah, what's the name of the horse in Jingle Bells?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, sing the song. Uh-huh.
I don't know the song. I'm a Jew. What the hell am I going to know Jingle Bells for? Does anybody pay attention around here? Crying out loud. It was like, you know what? It was as bad as me being over here and seeing a black guy and asking him if he's American,
African American.
African American. What the fuck? Probably get knocked in the skull. What are you, stupid? You know what country you're in, you idiot?
Wait.
Well, yeah, because one of my neighbors, he's an English black guy.
Oh, so do they call him an African Briton?
I don't think it's like that.
I think America's the only special place.
I don't know. It's just I knew he was English because of his accent, and I've met black English before, so it's not a novelty for me.
Yeah. See.
Yay!
Dorky Lynn can hear us now. Hi, Dorky Lynn. Okay. Yeah.
It's working now as it was not working earlier.
Well, yeah.
Oh, the modern sciences. What are we gonna
Grim wanted to know if the speakers are plugged in the right hole. TMI,
yeah,
Grim.
Get your right
TMI.
hole, Mr. Grimner. Yeah.
Hey, Cowboy Tech.
Hey, Cowboy. Everybody's a comedian on this damn Dork Table thing, you know? Ever noticed that?
Frickin' duck didn't recognize me. Fine.
That's what you get.
Never mind. I'll just say hey to Grimner. Grimner shot that duck because it was being a snob. Thank you, Grim, for shooting that duck.
And he's hungry.
He impugned my honor. What movie's that from? Thank you, Grimmy. Grimmy is awesome, and he is the god over here in the RLM, so we try not to piss him off. Also, I see the lovely Moose Girl is here, and Grimmy and Moose Girl were on the Freakers Ball last night. Booyah! And I didn't stay up. I went and had a soak in the tub.
I got up halfway through it and joined them.
Yay!
Yeah, got up early this morning for some reason.
Well, since I take my little Amazon Fire tablet with me to work, because since my sound card still doesn't work and I haven't gotten a new computer yet, so I just put my earbuds in my Amazon Fire, and then I go to YouTube and I listen to Freakers Ball on there. So there. Wow. That'll teach them. I'm covertly listening to these propagandists and crazy tinfoil hatters. Do you feel much better now?
Oh, yeah, a lot better. Crazy? Wait, tinfoil hat. Well, my indoctrination will kick the shit out of your indoctrination. I'll tell you that, little missy.
You had a doctor in the nation? Wow. Okay.
I was captain of that septic tanker back in gonorrhea.
It's going to be one of those days.
So where are we at?
Beth Z. We're at Beth Z. And Chalcedony. Hey there, Chalcedony. And the lovely Circles, who is the better half of my cohort here on the radio. I also see Chloe. Chloe is here.
No,
what is that?
Singular. Chloe singular.
I know, but she's got a couple of E's.
But it doesn't rate a Chloe unless there's two over her.
Oh, okay.
Multiples. I stop at 2.
Oh, boobs.
It rules my life.
I'm here.
Yeah, the morning I wake up and insist on gathering the animals in pairs and moving. It's a bad day if it ever happens.
Yes, it is, because you're one of them there Jewy bastards. You could do that.
Yeah, it'd probably be true. Build this big old thing and hear a lot of animals making weird noises. Then water.
Yeah.
Hey, all that physical stuff is so wicked.
It is.
So where are we?
We're hi, IB Don C.
IB Don C.
And Java Dr. T. Juana Taco is here as well. And
hey, Asmodeus.
I know, it's Mr. Asmodeus. No longer just Asmo. He has decided to whip out the big guns and become Mr. Asmodeus, which is just totally awesome. And
he plays a good game of trivia, so
I haven't been able to partake of that of late, and it's my fault.
Every chance I get.
I also see P. Bunyan is here. Timber. And the lovely Kate.
Hey, Kate.
Here goes all them damn sound effects again. People, we had to pay an awful lot of money for them.
Kate's a beach bum now.
I know.
She's being transformed against her will. Held hostage in a cottage in Florida.
Where the weather's beautiful almost every day.
We're going to have to, get one of these funds to save her from that horrible lifestyle.
Yeah, and she will probably kick every damn one of us in the nads, whether we have them or not. I also see that... Because she don't want to be saved from Florida, does she?
Oh, never mind. I misunderstood. Okay.
I thought she liked Florida. Maybe I'm
Everybody
wrong.
does.
I've never been there, so I don't know.
I've lived in a few different places in Florida. Anyway, it's a place just like any other place.
Yep, it's just a place.
There you go.
I also see rain is here, but there's no rain outside, which is just fine by me.
Well, maybe that's where you are.
Yeah. Is it rainy where you are?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
But it could be.
It could, if such a thing
I
could be.
Stop it if it was. Just go with it.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. RLM Fluke is here. Yeah. Fluke, the Vanna White is here.
Look at this.
And Fluke is letting us know what Bitcoin is worth. And I keep seeing all this Bitcoin stuff, and I keep thinking it's still measured in dollars.
It is always wonderful to see the Fluke.
And so, yeah.
Ew.
Ew.
Fluke, yes.
You know, if it wasn't for the fact that these headphones are really, really, really comfortable, I would be totally grossed out. But I'm just going to sit here and...
My panel of experts have gathered to pass judgment.
Hi, Rob Works.
Henry sits at the head of that table, and when Henry talks, everybody listens.
Yeah, everybody goes.
Well, we don't really know what he's saying.
That's true.
Kind of get a collective nod and hope he's not aiming at us.
Just stop nodding. Start shaking your head no, because it's like...
He's a frightening stump, isn't he?
He looks like Jabba the Hutt. You know, you expect him to, like, scooch back from whatever table he's sitting at and see some gal scantily clad with a chain and a thing around her neck.
So you're making the fat jokes, yes?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hi, Rob Works. Did you fire the bubbler? I saw Barman was passing out some Dark Star Bud, which goes very well with the Jabba the Hutt thing. I also see Trust Number One, or No One.
Well, No One, yeah.
Yeah.
I changed it.
Phantom! I see Phantom.
Hey, Phantom.
And we got a Cakes Dork.
Hey, Cakes. How you doing tonight?
He's using one of them Joycey accents. He's a Cakes Dork. Thanks for the bubbler, Rob.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Where would I be without it?
I needed that, so I have an excuse for going hack, wheeze, cough, sneeze. Dakota! Hi, Dakota! And Dimma! Dimma. That's a fun one, too. Dimma. Have you ever noticed you could do it like the Batman song? Dimma.
No, I try to avoid thinking about things like that, Miss Mary.
Oh, you're no fun. Hi, Dorky
Lynn.
Lynn.
The Dork Table. I mean, where are we going to go? Okay, got it.
I can take a trip without leaving the farm. No, Dorky Lynn. And then there's you. You're in the chat. And JJ's. Hi, JJ's. And Kozu. And Mbot. What the hell's an Mbot?
I don't know. We went through it already once. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That was good. Next.
Muy. We got a muy. And Mrs. is here. And then we got Nelson Dubois, who is ever so fun to say. I can get all my facial exercises going. Poxified is also here, as well as Pon Sauce. And to round out the crew, the one, the only, because they broke the mold, Slim Jim Flim. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. It took me a little while to get through it today.
That was fun.
Okay, we're done.
The parts you break isn't real expensive. Because... Oh, we're being taken over by artificial intelligence. You didn't know that? Hey, what are you laughing for? I ask you a question and you laugh? Wait a minute.
I'm trying to think. What are they measuring it against? Because
I know, I know, because if your bill is $1.07, and you give the kid a dollar and a quarter and 2 pennies, they don't know what to do.
yeah, yeah,
Not like 2 dimes is going to make any difference, but it's less crap to carry around with you. So you make it as easy as you can, but
yeah.
they panic if they can't push a button and have an answer pop up at them. There you have it. It's what voters do. They push a button and they get the wrong answer. And
Yeah.
they go back and try again next time. Like it's going to be different.
Well, and they
Yep.
give you this look like Bambi in the headlights, and
Right. But Mary, what I truly don't understand is if you actually lived through the Nixon administration, what is there to be taught? We saw the whole thing happen in that little 4-year doorway,
uh,
68 to 62 about, and everything shifted. Went
yeah, yeah.
because I was a little kid growing up into the world, between 8 and 12, and those years stand out. I know what I saw, and I know the stories that I've heard about the place I'm from before it turned into what it became.
Oh,
Well, old hippies. When I was around, there was kids from the '60s, and then their fathers, and yeah, there was a more variety back then because I was younger. As I've aged, I've outlived a lot of people.
well, yeah. Well, that happens.
To some of us, I mean,
Yeah, and
some of
then
us
some
are
of
the
us
ones that live.
some
Yeah,
of us get off the ride a little bit early. Some of them voluntarily, and some of them are like, "All right, you're out of here." But
yeah. What's that about?
I,
It's like, did you lose a lottery and the cops are gonna shoot you, or what the fuck?
hmm.
I've been reading a lot of gloom and doom in the internet world about the Americas lately. Last couple days,
Oh
not a
yeah.
lot, say, but disappointing stories, things that are unpleasant to read, to make me feel negative and uncomfortable about it.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's the point of writing a story? They're writing a story to tell me something. What is the result of that story supposed to be? It's not supposed to make me feel good. If it was supposed to make me feel good, I'd be one of those crazy people yahooing about nuking North Korea.
Well, mm,
Because that's making some warmonger's dick just hard, and he's all squirty and going, woo-hoo, war, 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 war.
well, yeah. Well, and have you noticed how
Hmm.
the it's a hair thing?
A hair thing? No.
Well, you got
I don't
the
think I know
Donald
what
with
that
you
is.
got the
Hair oil
Donald with
perfect.
his weird hair, and you got Kim Jong with his weird hair. It's something. I wonder if it's in their hair care products.
I don't know. Maybe maybe it's a big script and they're just doing their job on the script and we're all being suckered by this bigger group of people. Or does that sound beyond possibility?
Uh oh,
It's like a bad movie. Come on, Mary, please.
no, I just really got this. It's the Three Stooges. Kim Jong is Mo,
Yeah. Now they're
and
slapping each other and
yeah,
dropping
and
ladders.
Trumples is Larry.
Oh, yeah. Shirley, Pence, Soros. Well, all these characters that they make up for the public, consumption are people I'd never meet. And if I did see them in public from the pictures that I've seen of them, I wouldn't be interested to know them.
Yeah.
I've not been a big chaser of celebrity, but over the lifetime, I ran into a few celebrity people, and they were fairly just normal people in the circumstances that I ran into them under. Short conversation and go on with life. It was just something that happened.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, the more outgoing you are, the more people you're going to encounter.
Well, that
And the
is
bigger
true.
the variety, you know?
That is true. And I've encountered a lot of people.
Yeah, well, you work with the public. There was a time I worked with a specialty part of the public.
Cool.
Certain types of buyers were my market.
Ah.
Yeah. Ooh, fun old days when I was young. And
Well,
now, shit, now I don't do nothing.
mm,
Have fun on the internet. Play with my wife.
oh, there you go. Well, I just shared an image that
Uh-oh. Of what?
I need a mental etch-a-sketch.
Nature's toothbrush. Celery.
Yeah.
Nature's toothbrush.
Yeah, but this
Pictures in history.
yeah,
Okay.
ooh.
Moose gave it a thumbs up.
No, I think she's talking about
No?
she found a stash. And Cake
Oh,
said
yeah.
excellent.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I got confused. That's why I don't read very often, because I'm so poor at it.
Ah.
Interpretation, Mary, it's everything.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because sometimes
Uh,
you're looking at the shadows and sometimes you're looking at what's causing them.
yeah, I saw your little Grammy Mary name over there on Mines, too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
And
like that site.
I do too. It's interesting. I find quite a few interesting things to pursue from over
Yeah.
there. And
Like what?
I don't know, articles and YouTubes and stuff like that. I'm
Oh,
just
you're not stalking anybody in particular, just... Oh, okay, I misunderstood that.
no, nobody in particular. I mean, there's a few people that yeah, when I see a meme, when I see their name, it's like, "Oh, let's scroll down and see what they posted." But and then there's some
See,
people that I've gone, "Would you please
li-
stop tagging me in things?"
yeah, but
Please.
see, okay, but life revolves around boobs, and Moose Girl has proven it.
Oh yeah?
My theory has yet to fail.
Oh
There
yeah?
is just something magical about boobs. Yep, it says here on the RLM chat, it's a bonus for getting a new bra out of the top dresser drawer. Ah,
Ah.
that's right. Now, if if that is, see, some people say the universe is talking to me and all that. No, boobs are talking to you.
Well,
That's the voice I hear.
that's really about the only thing that bras are good for is, for using them to
Oh,
stash money.
yeah.
Other than
Oh,
that, I hate wearing the damn things.
that's a terrible place to go looking for money at. Okay.
Oh,
What a
really?
waste of time. Yeah, money.
Well,
Okay.
you're already
Well,
going there.
yeah, I know, but I have money and me. We're not the oldest of friends. Let's just say that.
Ah.
Nah. The older I got, the further away from it I got was chasing it.
Oh.
Yeah. Big
Well,
waste of time for me.
well, it's no fun chasing it, especially when the wind comes up, because then you're running around looking like an idiot. Everybody else is trying to knock your ass over because they want to
No,
get to it
Miss
too.
Mary.
I
What I mean
know I'm going a completely different direction
yeah,
from where you were
no
going.
matter no matter how much I got, I always wanted more than I had. Whatever I was surrounded by, I wanted to be surrounded by something better. So I
Oh.
kept improving shit, and now I don't improve stuff anymore. No, I let it be the way it is.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Well. Oh, what did Cakes just share? Cakes just shared.
Cakes. Well,
Oh.
Mr. Cakes is he's a very calm and collected individual. That there, Mr. Cakes.
That's right, Cakes. There's only one left. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, but we can always get burnt waffles over here to talk for the other side.
Yes, you
I think
could.
I think that's the only team I've ever joined is the burnt waffles against mental pancakes feud.
Ooh. Oh,
I don't know
hey,
what to call
that would be
it. But me
interesting.
and mental get along now. We get along fine. But I came up with burnt waffles as an answer to his mental pancakes because I've known him for a while from other sites.
Well,
Mm.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, eh, you you make a few friends on the internet,
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And it is
and
cool.
the strangest shit happens too in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Yeah. What was I asking you if you wanted to talk about before the show, and I can't remember it now.
Little Big Man. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, I think I've seen it, which basically is code speak for, yeah, I probably saw it, but it wasn't that memorable for me, so
Okay.
whatever.
That's all right. Maybe the RLM, because we're sitting amongst the greatest dork minds of the 21st century. Huh? Some of
Ah,
these people, yeah. Ever try beating them all at trivia? Please. Either three of them can type faster than I can, or spell better.
I know it's the
Yeah.
punctuation that always gets me. It's like, what the
But
hell?
you can tell by the time of it. You all got the right answer, but somebody was a little faster, right?
Yeah. Oh, but
So
there have been times where it shows up on my screen like a full second before someone
uh,
else's,
yeah.
and yet Barman gives it to them, which is usually Grimner or Moose Girl, and then I sit here and I pout. And it's like, oh, I see how you are, Barman. You're playing
Are,
favorites. I see how
are
you
you
are.
protesting? Are you protesting
No,
trivia?
no, I'm pouting. I'm being a whiny butt. I'm I'm needing a wambulance because obviously I have slower internet than others do, and so just because it shows on my screen does not mean that it shows up in the RLM.
Isn't that something? But the the bulk of us that answer at the same time always get the same. We're always right,
Yeah.
and that it's times where it's like 3/10 of a second or something.
Yep.
But mostly my problem is spelling and typing. My problem is plural, spelling and typing.
Mm. Well, spelling is, for wizards and warlocks and witches and
Yeah, and then Zerg plays not very often, but she'll answer a question or two. Sometimes she answers the shit I've never even heard of, and I'm not talking about just the opera questions or something obscure, but a question that nobody else will know the answer to either. Just be like her. Well, fuck, how do you know that?
just do.
But everybody's got that one question where they're the only one that knows the answer to it.
Well, yeah. It's like on Jeopardy. If I were to play Jeopardy, they would have to have all the categories, things only Grammy knows, and I would probably still lose.
Things only Grammy knows. Well, boy, there's a dirty idea right there, isn't there? Damn. No, not a child anymore. I don't think like a child anymore. So, and what they're trying to get children to think like. Wow, I heard that story you read about the little prince, little 4-year-old boy, and the church wants him to grow up to be a fag, so he'll be happy.
Yeah,
Or,
and so
what the fuck was that about?
it was so that they will accept gay marriage. And
Why?
since he will be the head of the Church of England, then when he decides to marry another feller, then they will
Wow.
have to accept gay marriage.
Damn. So Queen will just be an honorary title. Won't have any real ones around anymore.
Well, it
Yeah.
will
Well,
be
like you said, boob's a boob, just ours are smaller. Wow, that's sad.
yeah, well, it will bring an end to the royal family. That's for darn sure, because you just plain
Oh,
can't
that's
go forth
good.
and procreate when.
Wait a minute. What's wrong with ending that royalty bullshit anyway?
Yeah.
You don't really buy into that crap, do you?
Oh, it's not going to
We
end
own
it.
you. Our family line's stronger. Fuck. Get the fuck off your stupid horses and
Yeah. Yeah.
change your own fucking tile. Hey, run your own bathwater, you big bully.
Yeah. Put your own damn toothpaste on your toothbrush.
No, I just do not see this as real royalty.
Yeah.
I saw an ad when I was in Scotland for the Queen of England wanted somebody to run her bath.
Really?
That was their job, to be there in the palace to run a bath. I can't imagine being that fucking. I don't
Lazy?
know what's the right word. No, it's beyond lazy.
It's which knob?
Exception.
Those are
Except,
knobs?
yeah, I helpless
And
comes
what
to
do
mind.
you do with those knobs? You actually
Well,
touch them?
I don't know. I saw Michelle Obama come pretty close to touching the royal knobs. She got her shoulder. Maybe she was aiming for a boob. Who knows? We're talking about an American here. Anything's possible.
Oh, Lord. Lord.
I haven't yet given up my American status. I don't know how to do that.
You have to,
I think it's a judgment call made by other people.
it's, is it expatriating or some such? I don't know. But
Some
then
such.
it's
Yeah, what
it's
the
asking
proper.
them to not let you be one of their slaves anymore, and then they have to grant you
Right,
permission to not be one of their slaves anymore. So it's
right.
really,
But then I'm admitting I'm somebody's slave to get out of being the slave. I don't want to do that.
yeah, yeah,
That's sure kind of self defeating in a sense.
yeah.
You
It
know,
is. Yeah, it is.
admitting you're what you don't want to be to get out of being what you are not. Oh,
Well, it's kind of a circular kind of thing, ain't it?
isn't it? People. Well, it's all these laws they got, Miss Mary. It's all about being an obedient servant to your Lord and Master. And don't you forget it.
Forget it.
Because you know why?
Why?
'Cause God will strike you dead like he got Jim Neighbors.
Oh my golly, he got Gomer
Oh,
Pyle.
got him the other day. That's right.
I know. Now he's
See?
up there in the pearly gate singing "To dream the impossible dream." Da da.
Scratching to get in. I heard he was a bad boy.
He's standing outside with Rock Hudson going, "How did I know I couldn't get in
hands
here?"
with signs, let us in. Well, you know what? I treat all this gay rights and all this other shit the way I treated women's rights when it was brand new.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was brand new when I was first in the workforce in the States.
Uh-huh.
Women had still not been accepted by the American male workforce. And I got a job working for Ford Motor Company right in that period of time. Wow.
Found on road
What?
dead.
Oh, yeah, but still, it was a job. I mean,
Yeah.
wasn't my fault. It was what was there.
Yep. Yep.
I had another job. I had that job. I only worked 28 hours a week.
Dang.
It was a nice deal too. Anyway, but to make up the slack, I had another job. The other three, so I worked 3 days at one place and 3 days at another place.
Ah.
And then I got older and realized, hey, man, I don't want to work. Working is for people that don't want to live.
Yeah, there you go. Because you work so that you can pay to go and do stuff, and then when you go and do stuff, you got to go to work again to pay for what you went and did. And yeah.
Yeah.
And see,
Well,
now I want to go back to the whole Jim Neighbors thing, because man, you started a train of thought, and now I'm picturing this. You know, you have this lobby area outside the pearly gates. And you got all of these people that just flat ass ain't gonna be allowed in there, and you know, like Liberace is the barroom piano player.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, and he's got his piano that goes on fire and goes out of fire.
Yeah, you know, and people think it's clouds out there, but no, it's all of those people that just ain't allowed inside the pearly gates. They're still waiting in that lobby area and smoking around Liberace and the piano. So
isn't it frightening the things that we do agree on? Damn. Okay, so you're saying Liberace's on the piano and continue.
Oh, hey, Moosey, have fun.
What?
Oops, she just left.
Oh,
yep,
she went to go to her ball game. Huh?
She's going to the Yelper. She's going to go to the Packers. Going to go watch the Packers. Uh-huh.
Well, Some people don't appreciate that other people have the physical ability to do these kind of things.
What, to be able to go to
to
go
be
to the
able to
Packers?
go, yeah, and sit. Where's she going? Soldier Field.
Oh, in
Go sit
Green
outside
Bay.
in the cold.
I know it's freaking
Oh,
cold up there.
not Chicago. Okay. Well, I'm confused. It's been a few years since I've been familiar with the states, but
It's where all them
aren't
their
there out?
cheeseheads go.
Yeah, but aren't they still in outdoor fields?
Yeah, yeah,
Right. And so here we are, December. That's some tough. Okay. I
yeah.
can't think of anything I'd want to see so bad I would do that to go see it.
I know.
I mean, nude mud wrestling isn't going to do it. So, no. Sure as hell don't want to see 40 guys grabbing a ball. Pass.
Yeah,
Done with that. Yeah, nope, not interested.
yeah.
So,
I want to know how
well,
they came up with tight end and wide receiver and
well, actually, the jokes came out of the original names.
Oh yeah?
Think about it. Well, come on. Yeah, you didn't start out with it. See, you started out with the names, and then the jokes were made using the names.
Yes. Yes.
So that's how that really works out, Miss Ha Ha Ha. Funny, funny. Zing. Try
I
again.
know. Try again. Okay, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury is the barroom singer beside
Wow.
Liberace. How's
Wow.
that?
So,
Yeah,
so
you
room
can see.
full of dead fags.
Yeah.
Can I not go in there? You don't mind if I just look at the pictures. I don't want to put my actual body in there. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sure that George Michael is probably there as well, and probably David Bowie, and they're all just having a damn grand old time.
Boy, you're killing my taste in music, but hey, whatever. Yeah, well, you know what?
What?
Me and Frumpy I think it was Frumpy. Might have been Sock Puppet. Yeah, well, I think it's Sock Puppet now that I look back at it. But I have a disagreement about a certain musician, and his political stance it was made so public and it was so wrong that I didn't want to hear his music anymore.
Oh,
Or its
Bono?
name,
Bono?
see him. Yeah. Well, and the other guy says, I can't remember who it was.
It was
for
Sock.
sure. Okay, but the
Yeah.
other guy says that's his limit. That's not my limit. I have my limits with people. Then you don't share those limits. That's okay. It's called freedom of speech.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
And
not
freedom of
demanding
choice.
that, but I'm not demanding that you don't pay attention to the guy you like. I just want to explain to you that why I don't like him, and you might not care for that, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like, remember when I got harassed all over the place over not liking Mandela?
Oh, yeah.
You were there, weren't you, in the
Yeah.
beginning?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I wasn't real crazy about Nelson Mandela either. And, of course, I never thought Mother Teresa was a saint either. But
no.
then
But
the
you
more
didn't
I
have
found out.
Zendog. But, Miss Mary, you didn't have Zendog come out there biting at your heels, going, everybody look at this. This fella don't like Nelson Mandela. I had
So?
that luxury.
Yes, you did.
It was. Could you plan it any better than that?
No, I don't think you could. Oh, hey, Grimmy said it's Lambeau Field.
Wow, there you go. That's outside Lambeau.
Yeah.
I believe, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It's been a lot of years, but I'm pretty sure Lambeau Field is
I think
outside.
was it the Ice Bowl? Is that what they called it, Lambeau Field?
Ice Bowl.
Yeah.
Gee,
It was
don't know.
the Packers and the Chiefs back when Lenny Dawson was playing. I think that was the
Yeah.
first Super Bowl.
Because
if I
now in
remember right.
Colorado, you've got the Weed Bowl.
Oh yeah.
And the Packers have got a second slot every year. Just because of their name. They don't even have to play good. Just show up, Packers, at the Weed Bowl.
They're packing the bowl.
It'd be a tradition forever.
Puff puff pass.
Well, see, that's what's really going to hurt is I don't think that the weed population of us give two flying squats about any one particular thing.
Yeah.
Some people, some people are going to smoke dope and go to a football game. It's what they like.
Well, and I think probably the most in-depth argument you would probably have, if you could call it an argument, if you had a group of people just sitting around toking, having a good time, is, no, dude, seriously, these Cheetos really hit the spot. Nope, I think it was the Doritos that did it. Oh, wait, it was the Oreos.
No, see, females, that's the idea that stoned people care about anything.
Well,
it's like a calmness, I would say, for me to explain it for me.
Yeah.
It's hard to be mad at somebody when I'm nice and stoned. It's kind of pointless.
I was talking to someone a couple weeks. Actually, it was over Thanksgiving, because my brother-in-law from Hawaii is quite entertaining, and he does like to partake of the herb from time to time.
Not herb, the devil's lettuce?
Yes, he does. But there was some conversations going on, and someone and I don't remember who it was, because it was late in the evening, and we were sitting around his little tiki area that he'd built behind the house, and, in any case, excuse me, someone had said, yeah, I was having to go to work, and I'd just, been having a couple of hits with some friends, and I thought, shit, now I gotta drive to work. And they get about 20 miles down the road, and they think, holy crap, I forgot to buckle up, and I'm speeding. And they look down at the speedometer, and they're doing 25. And it was like, okay.
Well, my biggest problem with smoking pot in the history of my time that I've smoked it, when I was just before I was 20 years old, I got so stoned on the way to work, I forgot momentarily where I was going. Driving down the road, just all of a sudden dawned on me, I was like, where am I going? Yeah. Had to think about it. Think. Oh yeah, I'm going to work. There you go. But completely lost, complete blank, just short blank, but a blank.
Oh.
So, but of all the things, I could have ended up in prison or overdosed and all that other stuff people say happens to you. Nah, I just had a momentary lapse of reason. Picked it back up in a blank. Showed up to work, apparently. I'm here. I'm here now, so must have went there then. It kind of all makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, it does, actually, because, if you... Okay, don't get all cosmic and metaphysical, because then I'll start talking about princes at that bar, too, I'm sure, somewhere.
Wow. Just nail them all. Jeez.
Well... I really do think, I don't think they let rockers into heaven. I just don't. Because they're just too rowdy of a bunch. So they probably really like hanging out just outside the gates going, dude.
I can't figure out what the attraction to heaven is.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're not going to have any friends there.
Yeah. Be all by myself in a corner doing what? Drinking Perrier or something? Fuck that.
Yeah, and watching everybody outside the gates smoking and drinking and having a good time. Dude, you got to do it now before you go in through that gate, because once you go through that gate, you're done.
Well, when I was in Scotland, I got used to the idea of smoking outside. Finally, it dawned on me that this is what society expects. And if I'm going somewhere, I'm outside already. So it was like, what's the big transition? Anyway, so I got used to it. Smoking outside. There you go.
Yeah.
Why? Because people have pink lung.
Oh.
They're going to live forever because you're going to get cancer smoking those there cigarettes. And you tell them, you know what? You're going to get fucking mercury from that flu shot. I'm going to outlive you. Whoop, whoop. And they don't think it's funny, though. They find it quite, rude if anything. Yeah. Damn, you just got no sense of humor about it either.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little flashy thing over on Facebook. And my friend Jerry that I went to high school with, well, I didn't go to high school with, but we've known each other since high school. In case, that thing about the celery.
Celery?
Yeah, that I shared earlier in the chat.
Making a drink with celery?
No, it's celery is nature's toothbrush. Nature's toothbrush for the colon. You really have to look at the picture to totally. I put it over on mine's too, but Jerry clicked on it and he went, "Only you would find this."
See, you're such a dirty girl. I think it's in your DNA or something. There's no help for you.
There's not.
You're just always going to be like that. It's like what do you call it? It's like a magnetic field. You just attract all that to you.
Yeah.
You just sit there all by yourself, and by the end of the day, all the weird stuff's going to be surrounding you.
I'm a weird magnet.
Yeah.
That's okay. I like weird.
I think you could be on to something there.
Oh, God.
Oh, and they're getting all excited.
Speaking of weird.
Bitcoin's still going up. And they like to hear that things are going up.
Well, this will put things down.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Well,
Michael Moore is accused of sexual harassment by 4 underage girls. Wow. Y'all know what Michael Moore looks like, right?
Well, yeah, but still, even $50 million will buy you a lot of cha-cha. So, I don't know. It just strikes me as weird that all these guys that know what the repercussions of taking shit from people that you shouldn't can be, they're all guilty of it. Something's not right somewhere.
Well,
I mean, where's all the prostitution market going to go if these guys can just walk up to the women and just take it anytime they want to? Why would they buy hookers?
See, and I would like to know what the hell is the criteria?
Well, damn it, you can't have it both ways, Miss Mary. I say make a stand here. Explain it to me one way or another way, because I'm not too smart. More than 2 choices, and I might just blow a fuse. I'm a trained voter, by God and country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. That's the way it looks to me.
Well,
it's not a very attractive game. Hey, you can have asshole A or asshole B, and I'd always tell people, I don't like either of these 2 assholes. I wouldn't pick either of the 2 of them. Wouldn't follow into a free room full of food. They're just creepy looking fuckers. Yeah. And that's when I was a young kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you show me a picture. Would you follow this man into a public building? No. Stranger danger. I would have been like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. If you're ever in a doubt, you can always ask Alan. Alan he's got a flu or something, but he'll be back next week.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so if you ever doubt my boasting about how whatever I am, ask Alan, he'll tell you.
I am what I am.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds like a story.
Yeah, well, everybody's it's a story.
My very life, though, Miss Mary, I've traveled many places in my little short life. I lived in some pretty interesting situations and stuff.
Situations?
Yeah, now here I am here doing this. We get stranger and stranger as I get older. Yeah, my wife just grew up the other day. She hit 40.
Ah.
Now I tease her. She's grown up now.
Yeah. One of my little sisters, well, actually the one that was hosting the Thanksgiving thing. Thanksgiving was her birthday, and she has passed the 50 mark. And so she was like kind of sort of having a rough time with that.
Yeah. Did that mean anything to you personally when you did it, or was it? To me, it was just numbers. I don't know. It's just still just numbers I hear from other people.
Well, I was kind of sort of butt puckering, looking towards it when I was still like 46, 47, 48. I was kind of doing this whole, I'm not turning 50. By God, I'm not going to turn 50. I'm going to start counting backwards. Until my sister-in-law told me that no, just add the two digits together. And so 5 plus 0 is 5. And hey, it just happened to be coincidentally that my granddaughter just turned 5 that year too. So we were birthday twins. And so
play with the numbers.
I know. Well, you know what? They're numbers, and you play with them, and it's a 0 behind it. Magically, you put a 0 behind a number, and magically it becomes lots more. How's that work?
Yeah. Same with money.
Yeah, I have this number
more somehow.
Yeah, I have this number, but I'm going to put a whole lot of nothings behind it, and now that number is worth a lot more because it's got lots of nothings behind it.
So a bit of paper, that the value of the paper and the materials and the art and all that is no different from a $1 bill to a $10,000 bill. It's still the same amount of money. Mm-hmm. It's just they tell you that this number represents a larger amount of it. What?
Yeah.
It's a swell game, but I hate to tell you guys, it's nothing more than a game. And some of my best friends are involved in the game. And they'll back up the very thing I say here on the radio to me. So I say it with jest more than anything else. Because you're going to drag this horse down the fucking road forever. My entire lifetime, I expect. They'll just come up with a new story to explain why they got to print more money or make a new name up or pretend to start over. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to do it. And they're not going to ask us for permission to do it. They're going to do it, and we're going to support it.
Yeah.
Because all this talk about, freedom, and no. You're going to support your freaking life, whatever your lifestyle is, what you want. You're going to work to keep it.
Yeah.
Well, that's, Miss Mary, that's the way I see it. I'm not speaking for anyone except, me and the boys back over here.
Ah, you and the boys. Okay.
But never for me, never. Oh, yeah, Hank's got a bit of an ego problem, man. He doesn't like anybody talking for him. Yeah. But he likes to talk for us, eh?
Yes, he does. Oh.
Telling you. Man, that fucking con man, he's such a droopy-looking, slimy. It's like the slimier, droopier-looking people made it through the 70s and the 80s.
He's Slimer from Ghostbusters, only not nearly as fun.
Probably not. He didn't strike me as a partying kind of dude.
No, although
Henry Kissinger struck me like as a man nun, whatever a man nun would be, like a monk. He would have had a better life if he'd have just wore a bag over his head.
He looks like the Wicked Witch tried to turn him into a toad, and then she went, "Fuck it, you already are."
That's one trouble-making, lying, two-faced piece of work there, lady.
Yeah.
That Hank. Oh, don't trust him.
No.
Fuck. Yeah, if he tries to hook up with you after the show, don't do it.
Oh, God, you did that just when I took a drink. Thanks, asshole.
You're
asshole. Oy.
Oh, you're so easily disturbed today, Miss Mary.
Well, I am somewhat disturbed anyway.
I grew up, my second set of tens was from 1970 to 1980. Mm-hmm. And just must have been 11 years old when what's his name? Dustin Hoffman made this film called Little Big Man. And I know Grimner's a movie buff, but If there's and maybe Frumpy. If Frumpy's out here today, I don't know. Meisterbrau's around, but anybody else out there remember that movie?
Vaguely.
Little Big. Well, he was either the littlest big man or the biggest liar because the movie's all about the exploits of this guy. He's an old man and he's telling this other person about all the things he did in his life. And they're all, just fantastic stories about how he single-handedly did this, that, and the other. That's it. It was amusing. Let's see. Oh, no, they're behind us on the chat, though. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are.
They're duck hunting, I see.
Oh,
and
hey.
Rob was adding quotes. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. And then go and do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive.
That is correct.
Washington Thurman. I don't know, is it?
I think if people did come alive, as opposed to working, going home, working, going home.
Okay, yeah.
Because when you're alive, you are actually a little bit more observant of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
And you tend to be a little bit more persnickety about, those that you allow in your surroundings.
Oh, your inner sanctum.
Yes.
Yeah, I've read about that.
You have?
I want to get an inner sanctum someday. What do they look like?
Well, not to be confused with a sphincter, but...
Uh-oh. Jeez. Wow, that narrows it down just a little bit. Wow, if you're not going to confuse it for that, what else could you confuse it for? Christ. Next, bad idea to talk about that. Number of things Mary told me to get and growing. Wow.
I have no idea where that came from, but
yeah. It's a special gift. I'll bet there's a laboratory somewhere and they devote all their time to trying to think the way you think.
It would not be wise.
Well, probably make some kind of lethal weapon. Yeah. A machine that just explodes because it just does. They don't even know what to call it. So that's what it does, and it doesn't matter how you make it. That's what that machine does. Yeah. I can make 4 of those. You know those guys, right?
Yeah, but anyway. Wait, there's more.
Wow. We just crack this up, don't we?
Yes, we do. Rob said we're supposed to leave his inner snacktum alone.
Boy, when you use a meat hod, you use a meat hod. I swear. the game of typos. Oh, wow. His typos, they're priceless.
Yes, they are. And then it's one of those things where the oops actually works out better than what you intended.
Yes. I try to be that funny. Wow. Okay, thank you, Rob. I'm trying to gain my regaining dork composure at table 6. Table 6, please. Okay. Wow.
My eyes are leaking.
Well, I still think occasionally we discuss something that of great importance to the known world, like whether or not Moose is going to have cold feet at the end of the day.
I don't know that she's really going to care. Of course, I didn't see what the
dork mind.
I didn't see what the weather was supposed to be up there either.
Cold,
is it in the
cold,
games? Cold. Well,
cold.
Yeah. Well, it is.
Oh, you know what? I made
Green
a joke
Bay.
the other night. If it's under 72 degrees Fahrenheit, it's fucking cold. I'm from LA. What do you want?
Yeah, I know people like that.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, I'm gonna cry and whine about it. I'm just saying it. I can tell. So it's not 72. Fuck it.
Yeah. My
And the more sweaters and coats you grab, the colder it is.
yeah, my
There you go.
brother-in-law that
Temperature.
is
Ooh.
from Hawaii. Yeah, he comes back and he's like, "Damn." Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kind of go, "Dude, it feels good. I mean, this is short sleeve weather." No.
Yeah, right. Because that's what your body was trained to handle.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
You adapt to the elements you grew up in.
Well, he grew up in Kansas, but um
Well, okay, well, wherever you've been the longest at the
yeah.
time you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when I came to Denmark, I'd spent 2.5 years in the winds of Kirkwall. So shit, I could stand out there in windy nights with a glass of beer and still not spill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a that was a trick.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, well, we drank outside because of the smoking laws.
Yeah.
So out there, they didn't fuck around with you on the island about, oh, don't take the drink out. Fuck, they made a whole area for us to take the drinks out.
There you go.
They
Hey,
accommodated the customer, baby.
I gotta tell Rob Works, yes, dear, you
Uh,
did increase the dorkiness coefficient. You did that quite nicely.
Oh, I know, huh?
Yeah. Oh, and my brother-in-law actually shared something the other day. He's kind of glad he's back from Hawaii for his 45 days, and he's back for the Christmas and all that fun shit, which you're a Jewy bastard. You don't care about that. But,
Not really, no. To be honest, I could lie if you like, though.
no, that's
But I
okay.
think that would be worse in the long run to pretend.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
But in any case,
it's not because I'm cheap though. It's because I'll always get the people close to something or make them something.
yeah, it's because you don't believe.
But yeah, but no, the story behind it, no.
Yeah.
But
In any
present
case,
giving, that's
Al shared some news clips from Hawaii.
get some Christmas sex.
Ooh, hey, boobs. Um, with
Oh, that's
tinsel.
Monday. Hey, you might be onto something. Hey, sir, we
In
got
any
anything silver around here? Whoops.
in any case, Alan was sharing some news things from Hawaii, from the Big Island, and they had had 50 inches of rain
Oh,
in just
that's
a
a
couple
lot
of
of
days. Yeah, yeah, the Big Island was flooding, and it's like that's not a good place to be. You know, be on an island that's flooding in the middle
not
of the
really.
ocean.
No. Well, it depends on how high your ground is, I suppose. But if you're flooding, it's obviously not high enough.
Obviously.
Uh, this is why you should not smoke marijuana because little uninteresting things when you're high
Mhm.
suddenly become, hey, that's pretty cool. Things you wouldn't think of, when you're normally yourself and shit. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that thought with your head.
Now that's something that I hadn't. I wouldn't touch that thought with your head. I like that. I'm going to have to steal that one.
Well, whatever part of your body you use to think with.
Well, it depends on the day. It's like a friend of mine in town said we were talking about food, and he goes, it'll make a turd." It's like,
Pudding?
no, whatever, whatever it was, he didn't care. He just said, it'll make a turd. So.
Oh, yeah. It's like they're real big about, cash receipts when you're at a store.
Mhm.
And if you're buying food, because you might want to bring something back.
Mhm.
And I look at the stuff I buy and I go, well, but I don't think you'd want it back if I used it. So, nah, fuck the receipt. You're not going to want to ever see this again. Trust me. It's like a redundancy. You got it on the card that you did the transaction, but they want a bit of paper to make it real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and they're the only store in town that sells that particular thing, but it, the compliance of the of the good consumer is amazing.
Mm. Yeah.
You don't think so?
Oh no, no. I even catch myself at it from time to time. It's like, whoa, did I really just do that? I make fun of people for doing that shit, and I just did that.
I think if I go to the grocery and I spend an extra X amount of kroner to buy something, and I'm not going to spend an hour of my life to go get 5 kroners sorted out. What's the point?
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Somebody's telling jokes and I'm missing them. Hey, don't leave me out of the jokes.
I'm reading the chat. And Rob puts in there blue powder, Kim Dog, and granny panties. And I'm thinking butt powder.
Wow. What kind of conversation have we been having here? And he's talking about a salamander? Oh, wait, no. That's Woody talking about the salamander.
Yeah,
oh,
no.
They're talking about 2 different things.
Yeah, Rob Works is talking about some of his kick-ass shit.
Yeah.
Which, when you got blue powder and Kim Dog and granny panties, that's probably going to be some kick-ass shit.
Or your grandma's going to be looking for you. It depends on what exactly he's talking about.
Well, I know I have had to deal with some elderly people that needed to have their panties changed, and wow, it is like a Kim Dog going on.
Yeah, but the chew dog thing kind of throws me for a loop, but the granny panties and the blue powder made kind of sense. Made a sense. But chew dog, not so much. I'm not from the modern today. You know what I mean?
Well, sorry, but I touched that thought with my head, and wow.
My tumor bleeds whenever people aren't happy with the color that they were born in.
Ah.
Yeah, well, I've dealt with a little bit of that through my life with other folk. Being of different colored persuasions.
Ah.
And on occasion, I had one friend of mine. Well, it wasn't a friend. I didn't like him, but we were kids together, and we were in the same place. And he says, "Well, you don't like me because I'm black." And I said, "No, I don't like you because you're a fucking idiot." That wasn't the nicest thing to say, but I paid for it.
Well, it was more honest.
Yeah, but I told him it wasn't because of your color. It's because you're a fucking idiot. I don't like you. Then I got whooped. But, I was a little smartass.
Okay, I got to see what Rob shared.
He's got kick-ass shit. This here, Masterbrow fella. I'm telling you, better NSA be reading this here stuff. Think we're all a bunch of drug addicts. Send us all to marijuana prison.
Oh, man, there's all kind of people that love smoking granny panties. Y'all are pervs.
I think that's just a way to quit calling it marijuana. Unless maybe in some obscure book in Mississippi, there's a law that says you can't smoke your grandma's panties.
Which there probably is a law.
So there's some guy in the NSA that sees you writing about smoking grandma's panties. Next thing, there's a knock at your door. Just the police want to see if you're smoking your grandma's panties. Because there's an ordinance against that here.
Well, they're cotton.
Well, they tell us all this NSA stuff, and the spies are watching you, and this, that, and the other, and there's all these anonymous programs. You can just call up and turn people in without proof and shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that a bunch of crap, too? Is anything real, Miss Mary? Anything?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Am I real?
Pinch yourself and tell me if you're real. Never mind.
Okay, Rob says he would rate blue powder and granny panties over Kim Dog, which, okay.
Oh, just by the names, I go with that one. Yeah, let's get all judgmental about words. I'll take pompous ass pot smokers for 500, Alex.
Really? Is there such a thing
imagine?
as a pompous ass pot smoker?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, because they smoke all the good bud. I mean, fuck. It's
But
all good bud. What the fuck are you smoking that's so much gooder than the stuff the other guys? It's like, why? Help.
yeah, okay. I mean,
I
I understand that
don't run
there are
into that.
better than,
Yeah,
but
that's part of the, what is it? The internet world, Miss Mary. It's full
mm,
of them. Competitors and what do you call them? Wolvies out to slaughter sheeples.
see, and I'm kind of a simpleton. I have two categories. I have ditchweed and not ditchweed. So
Yeah, but I went through Nebraska one year, and I'm telling you, something this guy gave me. He says this grows along the riverbeds. This last year's crop. We ain't even got to this year's crop yet, and he gives me an ounce to go to hit the road with. I mean, fill that bag, son, to the top. Stuff that fucker. And I did. Anyway, it was years ago when people were different. Back in
yes,
the late 70s.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
hitchhiking. You smoke that there marijuana sport? Hell yeah. He says, grab that can. It's got some pot. Roll us a joint. So fuck me. So, you're riding down the road, some redneck in a beat up old Chevrolet, and he's the king of pot.
Oh, okay. Rob says that you can tell when you have them all and you try them at the same time, which I wouldn't make it to the third one. I'd be passed out before the third one.
You got such a weak constitution.
Yes,
Could be the smoking thing. There's other ways to ingest marijuana that
yes,
are more healthy for you.
I do know this.
You could bake them. And you're a cook, so you could probably find incredible ways to explain why the cookies taste so good.
Yeah, yeah,
Grandma's cookies. Mm.
yeah.
No?
Grandma's cookies always make us happy.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
If there's going to be any fucking laws at all, one of them should be that you start the day out with one of Grandma's cookies.
There you go.
I'll bet the stress level, nobody'd have high blood pressure.
Probably not.
Nobody'd be late to work. And if they were, nobody'd care about that part of it anyway.
Yeah, because they know that they were just really enjoying Grandma's cookies.
They'll get to it.
Yeah.
There's no hurry. See, Grandma's cookies allows you the ability to enjoy your life.
Yes.
Now, that should be a law. Why they got all these other stupid laws? Thou shalt not kill. Where you going? Afghanistan. What you going to do? Can't tell you. Where'd the thou shalt not kill go thing go to? Couldn't even say that right.
Well, that's because they're going over there to enforce thou shalt not kill by killing.
That's better.
But it's different.
Different. Gooder, better, different. I don't want to be a warmonger. Got anything else besides warmonger, Miss Mary? I don't want to be a warmonger.
I don't want to either. Hi, Loki Luck. I see Loki Luck is over here.
Oh, Loki
Yeah, Cakes
Luck.
keeps falling in and out.
Oh, I haven't. I just looked at the chat for a moment because, I get distracted way easier than you do. Jeez, I'd be a mess if I followed the chat. Hey, you know what I want you to see? I'm going to send you a picture of the future of mankind in America. You ready for this?
Sure.
I'm going to post it on the RLNM for you to open on a separate window for your visual entertainment.
Sweet. Hey, Loki Luck just posted something about cops and government workers arrested in mass child sting. Whoa, over here on the effing site.
Yeah, that's all that. Yeah, it's all that fair porn that gets you all juicy. I know. And it's supposed to. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do because of the way you're taught to interpret what they say.
Well, yeah.
It just rubs you fucking raw. And I'm not like I'm for any of it. It just I'm more I'm less affected verbally by it, you know. Here, I told this story before on the Dork Table, and we'll probably bore these poor fuckers again. Anyway, I was married, had a house full of kids, and the oldest boy and the oldest girl come running in the house, telling me there was some guy outside in his truck, and he's playing with himself, calling the kids to him.
Okay.
So they come in the house to get me. Well, we had managed to make sure the kids knew what to do. Come get the grown-ups if something bizarre is going on, whatever you think bizarre is. So they come in telling me. So I'm barefoot in a pair of pants and a T-shirt with a baseball bat, and just when the cops are pulling up, and the kids are telling them, Dad's out here trying to find this guy that was doing terrible things, and the cops go, hey, if you find him and we're not around, hold him long enough for us to get here. Can you imagine?
No.
This is kind of crap. Well, living in the cities, this is the kind of crap you encounter.
Well, we have had those. Well, I'm sure we still have some of those, even out here in the boonies. We had one. He passed a couple years ago, but he liked to break into women's homes and put on either their undergarments or their swimsuits, and then go sit in the bathtub and wait for them to come home. Weird shit like that.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then he would follow their kids around, and he's a creeper. He wound up going to jail, and then I think he actually died in jail.
Yeah, even a small community sometimes breed an off one like that, but everybody knows who it is.
Yeah.
Or they're exposed or something, or the kids are enough kids all at one time that they're not going to get, fucked over. They're just going to see something and that they need the grown-ups to fix.
Yeah.
It's like the kids didn't panic and, not be able to sleep for weeks. They went, hey, that was weird. That guy was strange. And that was the end of it. They went on with their life.
Yeah. Well, and that's because we didn't, we weren't inundated with fear porn when we were kids. I mean, there was scary shit out there, but a lot of times...
This is just the 90s.
Yeah, but a lot of times when we were growing up, I know usually it was my mom would just sit down and tell us, well, those kind of things do happen, and just explain to us. Of course, my mom was a teacher anyway, so she knew that's back when teachers actually taught.
Taught what?
Taught you how to read, taught you how to write.
Before Reagan federalized the school system, it wasn't much better, but it was better. There was a discernible difference, but it's still the same rat race. So
yeah, but what's really crazy is when my kids were in school, I was really, really prepared for them for when they got into high school and they had to take civics class or government class, depending on what school and you learned. I mean, you learned about the Constitution and all that other fun shit in history class, but then you went in depth as to which part of the government did this and which part did that and who was responsible for. And they didn't teach that anymore when my kids were in school, and it's like, now I see why the government is getting away with so much shit. Because people used to know
what's going on.
Yeah, you used to know what their limits were supposed to be according to their rules, and now they don't teach that anymore, so nobody knows.
You absolutely can't fight them.
No.
You can try, but they got armies of lawyers. They're prepared for all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on the other side of it, they're playing with fiat currency anyway. So if they get a lawsuit, they got bean counters that figure out which is more expensive, to fight this to the end or to pay it off and just get it over with.
Yeah, and what do they pay it off with? This magic paper that has ones on it that they put a lot of nothings behind.
And we all play this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't figure a way out of it. But if I ever do, well, I think I have figured out a cure, but I get laughed at when I tell people about it, Miss Mary. Well, they think it's funny.
I get laughed at by that too, but I ask people, and I get to see a lot of different people on a weekly basis anyway. And it never fails. I will ask, if we get into a conversation, I'll just ask them, so what would you do if you didn't have to work for money?
Yeah.
What would you be doing? And it's really wild that the look people will give you.
Wow. Yeah, but still, even just existing, you've got maintenance that you have to do to maintain your certain levels of cleanliness and appearance.
Yes, and
because if you
things
don't,
you need to consume to keep your body functioning. And
sure, right. So whether you spend your time working for others or you spend your time working for yourself, you're still doing it.
Yeah, you're still doing something,
right?
But then that brings around the whole, if you're growing your own food and stuff, who was the brilliant bastard that came up to someone that was out there growing all of this wonderful stuff out in their garden, and they came up and they said, I have this pretty piece of paper here, and I will trade it to you for that food that you've got right there that's ready to be consumed. And this person
that's not
group,
simple,
well,
Mary.
I know,
No,
but
you're
I am simplifying it simply because, really, when you break it down.
Right, but how they did it was long periods
of
time.
It was over a long period of time, and it simplified the barter process. That's how they got people.
They smoothed the stone with water over a long period of time, and now we just accept whatever they tell us is.
But can you imagine walking up to someone that doesn't deal with money, and they've got a garden, and they're taking care of themselves, and you go up to them and you say, I've got this pretty piece of paper, and it's worth an awful lot, and I will give it to you for that food. The look would be like, are you kidding me? I can't eat that. I can't dress myself with it. I can't clothe myself with it. This, I can feed my family. I can feed myself. It's like,
yeah, but when did life become all about that in the first place? I mean, I don't know how old I was when I learned it was about what you got that mattered. And then I had to
as
grow
opposed
out of
to who
that.
you
So
are.
I got into, at some age, what you have is who you are, and then in another age I grew out of, oh well, that's all a bunch of crap. I don't want to do that. Now I'm into this other thing. Yeah. And it's, the fluid flow of life, I guess. Maybe some people are just they're rocks, and they're not going to go where life wants them to go. Life's going to go where they want to go.
Yeah, Rob, before it was pretty pieces of paper, it was pretty pieces of metal. But yeah, you still couldn't consume that metal.
Right. And then, carrying it around with you, protecting it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All these variables, people made sense out of them and went, oh, it's a sales pitch thing. You find a feature and a benefit. You have all this metal and you don't want to lose it. And my God, I have a bank. I'll hold it for you for a price.
Yeah. And
I'm doing all the work. I have the bank. You put your money in my bank and give me more money.
Yeah, but you look at it and some brilliant bastard convinced someone else back in the day. Convinced someone else.
This is not the work of one man. No, that's group thinking, dear.
Well,
it took a group of men to figure out how to do this, and it took them a long time to perfect it to where it's at today.
One person had to have the initial idea and had to convince someone else it was a good idea.
That's two people. Yeah, but see, that's agreeing. So two people had the same idea, and they met. It's happened to me before.
Yeah, but when you look at that and you think, wow, who was it that started this?
Doesn't matter who it was. That
well,
two people
I
want to
know who. I want to know who it was, so I can go sock them in the eye. I know they're dead.
It was my Uncle Mort, the Jew.
That Jewy bastard.
Yeah. Well, my theory goes like this. I think that the Jews and the Catholics and all these the Mohammeds and all that other shit, I think they're all in it together. It's a big fucking game.
Yes, it is.
And we're just told little bits to perform the little job we have to perform. And the truth will never be known.
No.
Ever. And all that crap they spent digging up the truth about JFK after all these years and this and that, And I was watching this link, and it was just the news people telling the public there's nothing new to see here.
Yeah.
After all these years, after all the shit we know about the government, and they're still so pompous that they have their little newscasters puppet the same fucking words all over the U.S. the same way at the same time of day.
Oh, yeah.
But they've got a solid audience of viewers that believe it.
Well,
so there you go.
You repeat a lie often enough. Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you...
And Rob said the first currencies were warehouse receipts.
Yeah, basically, probably something like that. Yeah, because you can't move one thing to the other without transportation, so use paperwork. But still, Mary, the commerce thing's gotten so out of hand.
I know. That's where I and that's where I was going. Was it started out really small with this idea somewhere that they would be able to swap something that was an inanimate, very basically impractical thing for something that was practical. And it started out really, really small, and it has ballooned into this monstrosity that we've got right now. And balloon is actually a very perfect way of looking at it, because that bad boy has been blown up and blown up and blown up. It's gonna pop soon, and when it does, it's gonna be a mess.
Okay, but there's no mess yet.
No, not yet.
I mean, right, we're always living in the mess that's coming at us. Whatever mess we're in is always less important than the mess we're going to be in. So I've just lived through this thing by enjoying what there was at the time.
Yeah.
Rolling with changes. Sometimes there's more money than other times. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm still there wherever I'm at, whether I got money or not.
That is true.
Well, it's not a lesson that everybody is supposed to learn the way I learned it. My lesson was for me.
Yeah. See, and I would love
having a giggle, but having a giggle about the society that I live in, or the one you live in, or the one my brother lives in, or whoever I'm talking about at the time, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it's not like I've never been to most of the places I make fun of. I've been to those places. So I'm talking from experience, not from... I read it on the internet about Sweden just the other day. And you know what? I challenge most of these people with an opinion about fucking Sweden to find it on a goddamn map.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this, if you find it on the map, the first thing you would wonder is why anybody would want to live there.
Yeah. Well,
in the first place.
Yeah, it's like Iceland. Really? Seriously? I mean, I've never been to Iceland, but
cold.
Yes. I've flown over Iceland.
There you go.
That was about the extent of it.
Well, no, Greenland is ice and Iceland is green. I remember the way they explained it to me.
Yeah.
I have to ask my wife. Her people used to own Greenland once upon a time.
Yeah.
All these fucking tribes, man. The English. My mom's English. My wife's Danish. I'm going to do I think next year I'm going to do a DNA thing on my bloodline to find out who I am.
Your dad was Mexican-American. And a Mexican-American.
My grandfather was born in Mexico. My father was born in California. But there you go. My mother was born in England. So I got one parent from one country. Got grandparents from some other countries. And I'm going to do the test and find out how much of it goes where.
Oh, that would be cool.
Well, you got me started thinking about it, and I told my brother about it. And he says, "Yeah, let's do that." So,
yeah,
maybe next year. We'll see what happens. I don't want to travel, so I want to bring him to Denmark.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because England. I've been to England enough times. You can have England. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to go to England, just get a postcard of England and look at that, and there you go. Save yourself the travel fare. It's not worth the trip.
Been there. Actually, a couple of places that the grandkids took us, or that
In
my
the big
daughter
city?
in the no, not in the city. No, it was out in the.
See, yeah. If you're gonna bother with England at all, do like in the States and just go to the rural shit and stay away from the fucking cities.
Yeah.
They're just traps for cops to make a few dollars.
Yeah. Well, they lived north of Hereford, where they have the Hereford beef.
Who are you afraid of more, the cops or the criminals, Miss Mary?
Hmm. Wow.
I mean, just considering you can fight back with the criminals, but with the cops, not so much. They have their ways. The cops.
Yes, they do.
They can do things that you cannot do.
Well, so they say.
They do it.
Yes, they do.
I'm never gonna get over that kid that got shot in your neighborhood. No, that just rocked me more probably than it really bothers you.
Well, it does. It bothers the hell out of me, and finding out, how the laws and shit are created in this state to where, they don't have to tell you because they wrote their own rules and they don't have to. And then they did a little bit of feel-good legislation to make it even more crazy. And it's like, wow.
Well, I don't want to allow it to work. But, some people that I've spoken to in my life think I'm batshit crazy because of my opinions about the society that I see and how I cope with it. It's not a very popular stance, let me tell you, Miss Mary. A lot of judgment. It creates lots of judgments and lots of insults.
Yeah.
But very seldom does anybody ever say, wow, the fuck did you do that?
Yeah.
They just say, well, you're lucky, or, well, I could believe luck if it was just like once or twice, but this has been almost 30 years, something like that. Oh, let's see, I'm 58. Yeah, coming up on 30 years about when I started to really take an active look at, hey, what do I want to do with life?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I fucked around for most of my 20s. Didn't take too much of that seriously. Mostly it was working and partying, working and partying. But about 28, I started to become interested in the future.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I had 2 kids by the time I was 28, so yeah. Rob Work said that he's more concerned of the cops because criminals rarely ever call for backup, which you got that one. Yeah.
The sad part is my version of how I see authority is anybody that wears a badge and a gun or they're just thugs that have a job.
They're paid for their thuggery by we the people.
And that's the very foundation of my lack of interest in authority and accumulation. It's not for me. They got the ant. What is it? The ant and the grasshopper and something. One of them works real hard, and the other one fucks off and has a good time.
Oh yeah, the movie Ants. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess which one I am.
You're the one that fucks off and has a good time.
No, you figured it out that quick. First guess.
Well, I've been pondering this for at least 3-4 seconds.
Sadly, I mean, to be honest, yeah. It's kind of hard to believe I can do this thing every Saturday that I managed to do it.
Mhm.
You've been called away for secret Grammy business more often than I've not been available.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite of what I'm used to. I'm used to, it's Saturday, what the fuck, where am I? Well, go where? And here I am, all comfortable in my little hobbit hole.
There you go.
Yeah, old age is fun.
Yeah, it is.
Shit, I can get away with murder now. I got this gray beard thing going on. Look about 80 years older than I am. Beautiful. Scare all the little kids.
Oh, stranger danger.
Well, the truth of it is, I think people are very friendly here, and I catch a lot of people smile at me when they pass by. They've seen me many times, and they just say, "Hey, how you doing today?" And there's really not the stranger thing so much here for me.
Yeah. Well,
Been here a
they've
long
gotten
time.
used to you.
Yeah, the people that have, and the ones that don't want to, that fuck them, let them be. This is their home.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and they
Yeah.
also know that, oh, well, that's circles. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because going to the dog food store or something by myself is way different than going with her and the dog. Yeah, we're like the Three Stooges in the store with the dog trying to get dog food. And the dog's going one way, and the wife's going one way, and I'm going one way. So, hey.
It works. You wind up getting dog food, don't you?
My normal is very different than what I had expected it to be if I'd ever gotten this old.
Well, yeah, oh, wow. I would have never pictured myself where I am today. I really don't think I would have.
But I'm still relatively young. I mean, the hair color and that, the looking's one thing, but the activity and the mind thing's another. I'm still pretty capable for a guy my age that's done the many crazy things I've done to get where I'm at now. Yeah. So now it's just time to just, I don't know, city mouse or the country mouse. No, today I'd pick the country mouse thing over the city because I had my fun in the city over the years.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
What?
I would. Yeah, he just corrected it. The Fluke corrected Grimner. It's set up to mess with him like that.
Rob works.
Who the hell is Ray?
He went to fix it and he didn't.
It would have worked.
If such a thing could be, it would be.
Typical dork table.
Yes. Yes.
Well, there's one good thing about this particular band of people is nobody gives a shit about what the other guy thinks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, well, over the time that we've done the show, I've kind of grown accustomed to some of the people that show up,
Uh-huh.
And the common link is they don't really care what you think about them, and they're just telling you what they think.
Yeah.
And
well, they're
Rob
putting
works.
Putting out their persona.
Yeah, Wanna Tacos here. Yeah, just checking over the names and thinking about the players in the game.
Yeah.
And how we all ended up, where we ended up it's like different roads everybody's been on. And then at some point you cross paths with all these other crazy people. Grimner and Moose and Kate, Ivy Don C. Where would you meet these people in real life?
I don't know.
I don't think the collective would be so have such. This is the diversity that they make fun of about in the city because we're living it and doing it in ways that aren't so visible. Because we just interact with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've learned a lot of things from some of these folks.
Well, and that's the fun, and there's even people that are not necessarily agreeable people that I learn a lot of things from.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just disagree about certain traits. See, there it goes. It's a matter of a personal freedom thing. Mm-hmm. And if you start banning one, then you got to ban me too. And then you get it. Well, then who's going to be left? Grim will have a show all to himself and nobody to listen because you have to ban everybody for not behaving.
Yeah.
So, the whole thing is just, have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when there's a hen and a fox in the hen house, some people get a little bit more aggressive about it than others.
Well, it's that um, first they came for. That, wow, that every time something like that comes up, that pops into my head. First they came for. And
I
it's
don't
like,
know.
and if you don't say anything and you don't speak up and you don't, and the next thing you know, you're the only one there. You're sitting there with what little you have left, and they're coming to get you.
Well,
So,
I would gauge all that by my surroundings, the way I physically see them. And as long as I see kids and women walking by themselves unaccompanied in the
mhm,
street,
mhm,
then you're in a good place.
yeah.
Because people wouldn't do these things if they felt threatened.
No, they wouldn't. But see, the way I see that is, all these people that say there ought to be a law and that
Oh,
person
yeah.
shouldn't be allowed and this shouldn't be allowed and I don't like the way you talk. And if they would just actually
I know.
stop and pay attention to the whole
Yeah.
first they came for, because every time you have those feel good moments where I would feel better because I'm offended because
I'm offended at some things myself. See,
well,
that's what I mean. It's a free for all, and you take it as far as you want to with it.
well,
Because the only reality there is to it is that you're talking about something. Nobody's physically doing a fucking thing.
yeah.
They may be threatening to do something, but chances are they're not going to do it any damn way. So let them talk.
Well, it's like all these people with the very vague stuff that's coming out now of all these people are sexually harassed or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And
How coincidental.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's snowballing and
But
it's
it didn't
like,
matter. It didn't matter when it happened, but it matters now.
yeah, and all these people 30 years later are stepping forward and it's like, really? I really do. I remember an incident where an individual came up and made a rather snide remark to me, and I, not even thinking, I just turned and looked at him and said, "Sorry, I don't do miniatures," and turned around and walked away. And
Mm.
that was all that it needed.
Yeah, well, there's virtually no. I guess the point I'm drawing is that there's no way around the negative. You, we've had it beaten into us too deep, some of us, than others.
Yeah.
And you get you're only what's I guess the word is tolerant of other people's behavior to a degree. You know, if it's not good enough for me to do it, then I don't really want to be around you doing it. And it's just the internet, but
Yeah.
some of us get a little bent. That's the way it is. So what?
Well,
Be the same fucking way if you did it. If you did it in a bar I was drinking in, you get the same fucking reaction.
yeah.
I'd walk right up to you and go, "What the fuck do you think you're doing? Are you insane?" And there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's just funny
but you
that in real
you
life I don't
deal
run
with it.
into that.
Yeah,
Well,
but
no, in physical life, it's a different world. I come into the internet, it's all nasty and violent. I go to a bar and people are buying me a drink.
yeah.
Hey, the foreign guy, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
whoopee dippy. It's a different world. I don't get it.
Uh,
Real life is pleasant and comfortable, and internet life is chaotic and violent. Where I came from, so I can adapt to that very easily.
but it's chaotic and violent what you're seeing. There's
Yeah.
unless I intentionally go out and look for
Mm.
a lot of that stuff, I don't see a lot of that chaotic and violent because most of the time
Yeah. No.
I'm perusing for other things, like funny puppies or little critters that stand up and go, Alan, ow, 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 shit like that. If I'm perusing the internet, I'm looking for something to either educate me or entertain me, one of the two. Unless I really go out of my way to find, and sometimes, and I do that, go out of my way to find something to really piss me off. But yeah, for the
Well,
most part,
you don't seem to spend a lot of your time in that place.
no.
Just a little bit.
just a little. But for
just
the most
balanced, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm looking for something to either educate or entertain.
Educate or entertain? Yeah, there's another fine line I can't draw. What is all this shit about education? Wait, I went to a college and some guy in a bathrobe had a thing with a rope around it and chanted something in Latin, so I'm better than you. What the fuck you talking about? We're both looking at the same bit of dirt, but your view of the dirt's better than the other guys.
Well, I think it was Mark Twain.
Because of a piece of paper.
Well,
the whole concept just makes me crazy.
Well, see, and I'm going to paraphrase this because I remember Mark Twain had said something along the lines of, I never let my schooling get in the way of my education.
Ah, excellent.
And I'm being educated all the time. I'm learning something all the time, but going to school, that's learning on someone else's, schedule, someone else's criteria.
People to perform like dogs. Mm-hmm. It's going too far. And I remember the young days were all about everybody doing the same thing as the other kid. Yeah. I was always the one that wouldn't. So trouble.
Well, and I remember, as a child, my mother saying, they're trying to put square pegs into a round hole. And my mother used to teach middle school kids, like 5th, 6th, and 7th graders. Before
Welcome to the Dork Table.
So and that was, part of the reason that she quit teaching was because she had 4 kids by that time. But just made more sense for her to stay home.
Do you know what time it is, Miss Mary?
Yes, I do. We are just about out of time.
I noticed you hadn't been paying attention to the clock.
Oh, actually, I had been looking at the clock, and I thought,
so anybody coming on?
I don't know if JJ's is going to be playing any tunage or not after us.
We're doing this next week?
Yes, we are doing this next week. I'm not planning on being gone on a Wednesday or a Friday or a Saturday for a while.
Oh, you're traveling? Yeah, it's going to be cold for a bit anyway.
Well, next week Thursday I have to go somewhere, but
warm, Miss Mary. Don't let the frostbite get them.
I know, 'cause damn, I don't want to be cutting no damn glass with it. Yeah. What was that the other day?
You get a kick out of it though.
It was so damn cold. I had the guys at work laughing because I come in. So I didn't wear my jacket to go out and get the mail, and I come back in and I went, boing. Damn, pop-up timers. But cold. It's cold. Oh well, yeah. Standardized human resources. There you go.
Human resources. We ought to talk about human resources next week. I don't think people know what that human resources actually breaks down to in the way they use it.
That's why they call it HR. So people won't. But in any case, y'all been listening to the Dork Table here on reallibertymedia.com. Yeah, thanks for listening in and playing along, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your Saturday. Don't forget, tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, Grimner with the blues, and he's going to lead you into Hal Anthony, who's going to open up a can of whoop-ass.
Woody whoop-ass, his cousin.
Sorry, Hal.
Whoops.
He's gonna whoop your wood ass is what he's gonna do. Such a thing could be, he would be. And then tomorrow, he's got Behind the Woodshed. And then tomorrow evening is Gary L and Gigi's Boo with a road less traveled. So.